name is Chris Benner, and I'm married to my husband Kevin, and we are the owners of Lucky Us Farm. Kevin and I both work full-time jobs. I'm a registered nurse and he's a project manager, but our real passion lies here on the farm. And we run an agritourism business here, so we provide a venue and a place for people to come, spend time with the animals, and enjoy the country atmosphere, just a place to unwind. So the youngest is Teddy. He's the only boy on the farm, and he was named after Theodore Roosevelt. He's 6 months old. He's our only multicolor. You can see he's got some white legs and a little white on the back of his head. And we weren't quite sure what we were gonna do with boys, because the boys and girls can't live together, but we will geld him or neuter him whenever he's old enough. Before we bought the farm, I feel like we lived in suburbia. So we lived in a small town not too far from here. Just did the typical raising kids, walking the dogs in the evenings, going to our jobs. It just kind of felt very routine, very methodical. Went to a lot of sporting events to watch the kids, but one day seemed to blend into the next. And other than the vacations a couple times a year, our lives were very routine. So we were just looking for something that had a little more purpose in our lives. We wanted something that added more value and made us feel that we were really contributing to something or really feeling passionate and enjoying what we were doing. So we weren't necessarily looking for a farm. We didn't know what we were looking for. We just knew we needed a change. And we weren't necessarily looking to stay in the area. We even considered moving outside of the area to have a more kind of adventurous lifestyle where we could do more outdoorsy things. But we found this property and it really suited our needs well as far as staying in our geographical area so we could keep our day jobs. And we really didn't have a grand plan whatsoever of what we wanted to do with the farm, but we just knew that it was somehow going to be the change that we were looking for. Oh, Frankie. There's just something about Frankie. She is just like a perpetual toddler, always in trouble, always antagonizing the llamas. If someone's head's gonna get stuck in a fence, if something's gonna get knocked over, it's always gonna be Frankie. Just yesterday I was cleaning all their water bowls out and I had them all laying out and I heard all this commotion. I go out and Frankie's standing in all of them and laying on all of them. There's just something comical even about the way she walks and looks. She always puts her one ear down. I always say she only listens to half of what I say now, but she's just this really big goofy kid. She's a real fan favorite. People love coming to the farm and come looking for Frankie. Her real name's Frances Cleveland. It is truly such a joy to watch people come to the farm and watch them interact with the animals for the first time and the delight they take. It helps me to look at the animals for the first time again and see like what unique, awesome creatures they are. So from a general sense, I get that joy quite often. But the birth of healthy crias, the babies on the farm, is so amazing, and watching how the moms are so protective and so nurturing towards their babies is incredible to watch. Everything from the birds in the barn and the cats in the hay barn and just watching nature take place and just seeing all these animals really living their best life brings a lot of joy. I very much see the animals as a healing experience. I think these animals in particular have just a really gentle, quiet, calm nature to them. And there's just something about being around them that helps people feel really calm and relaxed. One of our llamas is actually a registered therapy llama. So she's been in a funeral procession line, and I've taken her to schools and senior centers, and she really she just brings a joy and a comfort to so many people in so many ways, but really all the animals do. And certainly for me, there's something very therapeutic about just the routines and the chores of the farm. It's very comforting just to have the daily chore list. And there's something about cleaning up after the farm and the animals and even just mowing grass that just helps me clear my headspace and gives me a lot of thinking and planning time that is a great way to kind of check out from the daily grind. We're really trying to build our farm as a venue for events. I think I saw that vision pretty early on, that I know we enjoy our own celebrations here and thought that others would as well, but it was hard to kind of picture how we would do that because we don't have a lot of infrastructure. So very slowly each year we keep upgrading or adding on a little bit more so we can offer more. And one of our projects that we're really excited about this year is we're pouring a large patio, we call it an alpaca patio, on the back of what we call our llama lounge. So it offers a beautiful farm view with the herd in the background, and it's a great place where we can then set up more of a structured venue setting where we have roofs and more shelter there. So really excited to get the alpaca patio poured and undercover, which will be happening in short order. But other than that project for this year, just like I say, more events as far as music events and more classroom series this year. So it's kind of a work in progress, but these are some of the things that I make out of the alpaca's fiber. This is felted fiber, so we make little wine koozies. It's a cute, novel thing. It can keep your wine chilled as you transport it for gifts. Make coasters or hot pads, that type of thing. We do photography on the farm, so I have some of my pictures displayed. These are shoe inserts, which are super fun. They're felted fiber again, and you replace the inserts on your shoes, and they're so warm in the winter. Lucky Us Farm t-shirts, which are always pretty cool. They're fun to design. And of course, our Consuela mugs are a big hit, our famous llama Consuela. These are some blankets made out of alpaca. So soft and cozy, warm. These are keychains that I brought back from Peru. We went to Peru and hiked over the Andes Mountains, and llamas carried our gear. So we brought back some cute keychains. Llama waffles, always a hit. Whenever you stay at our house, we get llama waffles in the morning. Dryer balls made out of our own alpaca fiber. They're great to throw in your dryer. They're all natural. It eliminates dryer sheets. So kind of fun. Inventory is always changing, and it's fun to also have other artisans' wares in here as well. Come on out. I feel such a connection to these animals, and it almost feels like when I was raising my children, how their joy is my joy. And now that my kids are grown and gone, I feel like the llamas and alpacas have become my children. And I don't look out in the field and see llamas and alpacas. I look out in the field and see Consuela and Betty, and there's such personalities, very individual, and I see them very individually, and I have very unique relationships with the different animals. But they're just really super special to me. I feel incredibly bonded to them. I care so much for their well-being. And I think that somehow translates when people come to visit and they see that the animals are really well cared for and incredibly loved, and their personalities really shine through communications. So when people come, they feel like they know the animals too. And it's amazing to me that people that I really don't know at all or even haven't met, they'll walk on the farm and they'll know, like, oh, there's Betty or there's Frankie, and they know these animals like as if they were their friends as well. And that's a really cool feeling.